Hi, I'm Sean Farrington, and welcome to my video on enhanced brand content. This is just another video in my series looking behind the scenes of what goes on inside of a Amazon marketing agency. As you know, I'm the creative director of MCM, which is an Amazon marketing agency. And these are just some of the little cutting edge techniques and tricks that people are using right now to sell products effectively on Amazon. So if you want to go with me, I'm going to go into screen capture mode, put these silly headsets on, and we'll go discuss enhanced brand content. Okay, here we are on a site you've probably been to before, Amazon, and this is just a page for a memory foam mattress. Now, what happens when people land on these pages? They come in, and hopefully what they'll begin doing is looking at images. So they'll begin scrolling over here, seeing kind of what's going on with these images, and then hopefully go from that point from saying, hey, I really like this image over here, and go over here and buy. Now, if I didn't have this plugin up here, if I didn't have ASIN Inspector over here, this actual buy box would be up a little bit higher and in line with this whole process. So that would be the optimal. If this is your product, you'd want them to come in here, you'd want them to look at your images, come over here, and then hit the buy button, which again would be up here somewhere. The worst thing that you can have happen is to do what I'm doing right now, which is to start scrolling. Once you do that, you have a very high percentage, above 90% chance that you're going to lose the customer. And the reason for that is as you look here, there's a bunch of other cool, fun distractions that are available to your customer to go click off on except for your product. But if you keep scrolling down just a little bit further, what you'll notice is on this, something else happens down in the description. So in the product description area where you would normally have a product description, in this particular product, there is a huge image. This is called a hero image. This is a great shot of the product looking large and in charge. I hate that. That was very cheesy. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, a very big product, a hero shot of your product, a little bit of text, some more images, explaining kind of what's going on, showing you different things. Now, this isn't the greatest in the world. This is just basically enhanced brand content, which is what we're here to talk about. Now, one of the biggest purposes for enhanced brand content is to stop this process. Right now, what I'm doing is scrolling. It's to redeem a customer after they've kind of gone off the deep end and started looking at other things. You can go like, oh wait, that's actually a pretty good image. I don't think I've seen that before. So the first thing is to kind of capture some of those people who have scrolled when they've gone below the fold. So this is called above the fold. This is where you want your customers to stay, which is in this area where they're able to see these images. And that's just an old technique that's stolen from newspaper days when they were folded. Newspapers were folded, in case you don't know what a newspaper is. But the information that was above the fold, above the part where you would unfold the newspaper, was considered the most valuable, and advertisers would pay the highest premium dollars to be above the fold. So they carried that term over now into modern marketing, and consider anything here above the fold. And once you do this, you've moved below the fold. So this is above the fold. And once you scroll below the fold, you actually have a high probability, a high statistical chance of losing your customer. As I said, it's close to 90% losing your customer once you kind of scroll down below this point. So this is just another chance to re-engage your customer with your product and maybe say something to them that they didn't see before, and then engage them and hopefully get them back into sales, into buying mode. So the first benefit of enhanced brand content is that you can re-engage your customer. So I've got some examples here that I kind of want to show you to help you understand what can be done with this content that happens sort of below the fold down here to recapture some of your customers. So I'm going to go look at some good examples, maybe some not so good examples. Where are they here? I lost it. Okay, so I look at major brands a lot of times because they really do fairly well. Sometimes they do extremely well and sometimes they do poorly. But I spent some time on Sony this week. Oftentimes I'll dig into, and my team will dig into a different brand just to kind of see what they're doing. So I happened to spend a little bit of time on Sony this week, which is why you will see some Sony examples on this video. So first of all, you'll notice that Sony has some pretty decent imagery. They do a decent job of explaining and showing their work. And it's fairly professional. So when you get down below the fold, what you'll kind of see here in this section, you'll see some other engaging content. And this for you would be the equivalent of enhanced brand content. Now, I'll be honest with you here. This actually says from the manufacturer. So this is actually what's called A+ content. And so this is the historical predecessor to modern enhanced brand content. So unless you're into Vendor Express and have your self set up in those services and the merchant services, you will only be able to do this as enhanced brand content, and you can work towards a listing like this. And I go to these because they're really good examples of how to re-engage a customer. Now I'm going to go from what I consider good to the better and the better and the best as we kind of go along. So I consider this pretty good content. First of all, this is a good lifestyle image, a good hero shot of the product in use, hanging on the side of a fence somewhere where there's obviously a long border hanging out. So, and it's trying to give you a quick piece of text here just to explain what's going on. Pick up and play. So I can tell this thing can go just about anywhere. It's portable. It's able to do that. It's able to do its thing kind of wherever you are. So that's a good little benefit that it's trying to show in picture form. And one of the things I really want you to notice about this is how there are lots of beautiful pictures, all right? These are pretty good pictures. I like the different colors of this item. It shows you right here that you can connect. It looks like there's some kind of connectivity, obviously, between Bluetooth and this item. So, and it has extra bass, and that's always good when you love good music, right? So, and this is just a way to recapture those scrollers, the people that have gone down here, and see if you can get them back into buying mode, into that beta state where they are passive and emotional and ready to buy. All right, so this is just one example. Let's keep going on and look at some others. This one wasn't super great, but it was for a, you've seen these, the grid foam rollers. Maybe some of you are selling these. These were really popular about 8 months ago. They started to hit the market like crazy. This person's done all right. Obviously, they have 3,000 reviews, so they kind of own at least a piece of the market. And here you are down in their brand, in their content. Again, this is from A+. This is an true enhanced brand content, but I'm just trying to show you the best examples rather than give you poor examples, because most enhanced brand content out there is not good. So let me just say that. What I do like about this is they've got some very colorful imagery here. What I don't like is it's a lot of text. Most people start to tune out when they have to read a lot of text. Sometimes it's important though, when you have things like instructions, but we try and keep text to a minimum. A decent hero shot here, a few pieces of text just to kind of get you going. Here's some lifestyle stuff showing this in use. All right, let's look at some others. Maybe you know what this is, a PlayStation. And again, this is A+. What I like about this is the hero image. I like that it has a nice, big, bright title. It's very engaging. It's got a good hero shot, and you've got other images of this in use. You can see some lifestyle, obviously, playing games and so forth, watching Netflix, and you get to see more lifestyle images. All right, so again, a way to engage your customers a little more deeply after they have scrolled, or if they even had questions too. So Amazon tells us and reveals to us via some of their data that a large percentage of their customers actually go looking into the product description to make their final buying decision. If you can make that product description a little bit more engaging, a little bit less headache prone with lots of words, then it's something that can engage them a little bit deeper. Then it's something that can get them into their emotional state where they may be wanting to buy. All right, some more examples here. All right, again, on Sony. I was loving Sony this week. We see very engaging hero shots with good explanations of kind of what's going on there. Very colorful, very bright, very happy place. Really engaging you with the product. I don't want to belabor this too much. KitchenAid, we'll go for some different products besides just the men products of Sony. What I love about this is it is selling the whole. Maybe you've never heard that term before, but the term goes, the old maxim goes, how many people last year who bought a drill actually wanted to drill? And the answer is none of them. All of them wanted a hole. When you buy these products, in this case, the KitchenAid, right, you aren't actually wanting to have a beater, which this is a flex edge beater for tilt head stand mixers. That's not what you're actually wanting to buy. You're wanting to make cookies and have people love you for your cookies, right? So what I love about this image is it kind of gets right to the true benefit of it. It gets right to the true heart of what it is that you're actually selling. You are not selling this beater, this flat beater. You're selling making cookies and baked goods. All right. So when you think about your enhanced brand content, what you'd like to have, if you can obviously drive it to this point, that's what you're looking for. If you don't have experience doing that kind of stuff, seek out some professional help from people who actually know how to do that, how to drive to the benefit. And what I love about this is how colorful and bright this is, truly engaging you with the product. But that is the one that really wins it for me right there. As silly as that sounds, a thing of cookies with a little bit of milk behind it is a great hero image. All right, going on to something a little bit different. Any of you that are golfers may know about this brand. The funny thing about this is, this is not a really great listing, but it is a brand, so they're just kind of relying on their brand instead of putting other lifestyle images. But what I love about this is how they've done engaging content here. Notice the black and white nature of this, and then the way they've picked color that just pops. All right. I don't even know much about golf, but this is really engaging content for me. Here, another one, Herman Miller, the Embody chair. It's a fairly inexpensive chair, 1,200 bucks there. All right, I like this. It's got a decent engaging hero image, a little bit of text, not too much. No pressure, turnable backrest, working recline, positive health positive design. All right, so any of you are freaked out about all the studies that are saying that sitting down will kill you, this kind of stuff will provoke you into thinking a little bit deeper about a Herman Miller. I love this. I love this quote. If you have good taglines and quotes, this is a great way to engage your customers. You can't design without empathy, right? And I agree with that. So intelligent, sitting in it actually helps you think, right? Great design, very simple images, but great design, kind of a hero image feel on that. And just basically leading you to engage emotionally with this product, to imagine yourself in it. It seems it's inviting, its photography is good, its photography is done well and in a very inviting way. And then I just wanted to give you at least one bad example. This is from Sony. And if you were to begin to scroll and think about that, oh, here's what you would get. You would get one sad little picture and text, 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 text. So even the major manufacturers get this wrong sometimes. This is not really engaging at all. This is just a big, fat product description. It doesn't really exploit the benefits that you have if you have the ability to do something like this, to do this enhanced brand content. So this is just a bad example of it. If you're just going to do text and text and text and text, sometimes you need information. If you're selling very utilitarian products, tools, and something like that, sometimes you need that. But there are ways to do it visually that are engaging and fun. Even if you look at like this, I mean, there are a lot of details in this that are engaging and fun. And this is a technical product, right? People care about what goes on inside of this, but they can do it in a way that's engaging and fun and is not boring like this, right? So don't do this. Let's get into some of the more technical bits behind enhanced brand content. Okay, if you're brand registered, here's just a very quick explanation of how you can load up enhanced brand content. So basically, it's inside of Seller Central. You select the enhanced brand content from the advertising menu. Then you add new content. You enter the SKU or representing the ASIN you want to use and follow the on-screen prompts. You populate the text in the image slots. You save your changes and click Submit. And then you can verify if content is public or make changes by clicking edit. So it's a very simple process. Now, there are some rules about enhanced brand content. One of them is they need high quality images. So make sure that you're doing really large, high quality images, not out of focus. They have to have good detail to them. This is a very cheesy image, but I actually didn't make it. I stole it from Amazon. So forgive me for stealing cheesy images because that's actually against everything I hold dear. Anyways, so you need high quality images and no small print. The reason for that is they don't want you to try and put legalese into those enhanced brand contents. You got to do 14-point font is what you've got to do. There are some restrictions on the actual image types, and that is that there are only 5 templates you can use. And I'll show you those in a second. You can go ahead and screen capture this if you're interested, but this is also available inside of the help section of Seller Central. There are 5 templates you can use. Quite honestly, we only suggest using 3. And here's why. Template number 5 is basically just one huge image followed by a little bit of text at bottom. And the reason we like this is we can have complete control over this image. Basically, as you can see on template number 5, you can do a maximum size 970 is width. 1300 pixels is pretty large, right? So you can get in there for a pretty large length of time, and that's that length down there. You can go shorter than 1300, but you can do a lot amount of damage in 1300 pixels down. So this is a large amount of area that you can control and do any kind of layout that you find engaging. Your composition can be in any way that you desire, and make it as engaging as you want to, as much as possible. So I like this one because it allows your text to be different from the standard text that is Amazon's text. So it can pop just a little bit and feel just a little bit different. All right, another one that we like also in our second favorite is the template number 3, which gives you these 2 huge hero banners, to which you can make them fairly big. On template number 3, you can see is 600 by 600, so you get a total of 1200, where that one gives you 1300 pixels. You get 1200 total out of that one, but it's fairly good. You get 2 images, and if you can break it up with just a little bit of text, so if you feel like you need that with some text, there is value to text, folks, and here's what it is. There is SEO value to text. So if you have keyword placement, different density things that you need to be doing on your listings for keyword density and so forth, this is where you can put that text. So if you do need it, there is value to actually having text. But obviously, if you're looking at engagement, you want a huge visual presence here, something that engages the customer in a very emotional way, like cookies. Cookies engage me in a very emotional way. So if you can put cookies into all your listings, it will make them awesome. Just kidding. Anyways, so there is value to text. We just want to try and keep it to a minimum. All right, then the other option that we enjoy is 4. In my honest opinion, it's not one of the better templates, but it's not a bad template if you want to kind of go this direction. You get a hero banner, you get some other banners. The problem I don't like about it is it's a lot of space for text, and I think that encourages you to put more text in than you probably should do. But 4 is not a bad option either. Anyway, so our preferences are 5 and then 3. Template number 3, and then last will be 4. But there are others available too. If you find something, there are no hard and fast rules. If you really do find something, you say, I really need these other templates, that can be done, and it's something we do all the time. It's just that for the bang for the buck as far as space, these are the ones that get the best bang for the buck. So now the question may come, where can I go look for ideas? Well, obviously I've shown you some earlier with some of the content that I just went through. I showed you some great examples. You can look at major brands, kind of see what they're doing. I just went through Sony, but you can look for some major brands that are similar to your product and see what they're doing. The other way you can look too is for reviews. Reviews can give you a lot of information. Your own reviews can give you a lot of information on what customers are asking for. So if you do some research and find that your customers are having a problem putting your products together, we've had this with products of ours. Essentially, doing enhanced brand content that shows them how it goes together is a great way to add value to your listing. And that's one of the primary rules that Amazon has out there. You have to add value. It can't just be a repeat of what's up in the listing with the bullets and title that you've already got. You've got to be adding value. So adding content that shows how your product goes together, showing how your product is used. Maybe some people have different, very creative uses for your product. That's a great thing to do with enhanced brand content. Some other things that you could be looking for are whenever you're seeing problems complaining about something, oftentimes it's just it's a matter of misuse of the product, and you can show them proper use of the product. So all those are options on what you can do with enhanced brand content. Another angle is if you just want to go with the good old tried and true brand story, kind of telling your story of who you are as a brand, as a company, from your creative angle. If you're eco warriors, you can pull that angle. If you're helping to build wells in the Sudan, or if you're building schools in Guatemala with your extra money, or if your labor force is actually women in Africa, then that's an angle you could talk about in your brand story and talk about the charity and so forth. All of those are different ideas of something you could put into brand content and show visually with impactful images and good copy. So any of these things are options, and they're all ways to, again, re-engage those scrollers that are going down past the fold, make some form of differentiation so that you're just not another listing with a product description and a bunch of words hanging out down there. Anyways, I hope that was useful for you. A little bit of a tour through enhanced brand content and things to look out for and ideas of what to do. If you have any questions, you can contact me. I think my contact information is below. And otherwise, I hope you have a great day and happy selling.